Keir Starmer has just made one of the most reckless political moves of his career, and it's turning the British public against him at an alarming rate. We've been told repeatedly there's no money for tax cuts, no money to fix our crumbling public services, and no money to support struggling pensioners. But suddenly, when it comes to one particular issue, the government miraculously finds billions to spare. This latest decision has exposed Starmer like never before, igniting a wave of outrage across the country. While world leaders are reassessing their positions on global conflicts, Britain is leading the charge in a way that many believe prioritizes foreign interests over its own people. His latest move? Committing billions more to a foreign war, doubling down on military aid, and even considering putting British troops on the ground. Meanwhile, Britain's own citizens are struggling with soaring energy bills, collapsing infrastructure, and stagnant wages. The public is furious, and the numbers don't lie. Polls indicate that trust in Starmer is plummeting as people question why there's always money for war, but never for their own well-being. But there's more. Just hours before meeting Starmer, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a very different conversation in Washington. Former U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly lashed out, accusing Zelensky of recklessly gambling with the prospect of World War III. The contrast is stark. The UK hands over billions without hesitation, while America demands accountability. So why is Britain so eager to throw its money at Ukraine while its own people are left in the cold? And could this reckless strategy backfire on Starmer in a way he never anticipated? Stick with us as we break down this shocking political maneuver, the public backlash, and what it all means for Britain's future. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more breaking updates on British politics. Keir Starmer's government has just unveiled its latest commitment to Ukraine. £1.6 billion in UK export finance for air defense missiles, manufactured in Belfast. The justification? Creating British jobs. But the question remains, why is the government only willing to invest in British industries when it benefits a foreign war effort? What about investment in our own economy, our own people, our own defense? This decision isn't just about military aid, it's about priorities. And right now, the British public is starting to realize that their needs come second to international conflicts. Starmer's four-point plan for Ukraine. A smokescreen. Starmer's strategy for Ukraine, as outlined in his recent press conference, revolves around four key points. 1. Maintaining military aid while increasing economic pressure on Russia. 2. Ensuring Ukraine's sovereignty and security by demanding its presence in peace negotiations. 3rd, strengthening Europe's military presence to deter future Russian invasions. 4th, building a coalition to guarantee Ukraine's long-term defense. On the surface, these seem like strong diplomatic goals, but in reality, they translate into one thing: more British money leaving the country while our own citizens suffer. The public reaction has been swift and unforgiving. With the economy struggling, workers striking for better pay, and the NHS in crisis, many are asking, why is Starmer prioritizing a foreign war over fixing Britain's problems? The £22 billion black hole, where did the money come from? For years, we've been told that Britain is facing a massive financial shortfall, a £22 billion black hole. Politicians have insisted there's no money for cutting taxes, increasing wages for nurses, police, and firefighters, repairing crumbling infrastructure, lowering energy bills for pensioners. And yet, when it comes to Ukraine, billions are suddenly available. The hypocrisy is glaring, and the British public is losing patience. How the U.S. handles Ukraine. Very differently. The contrast between Britain and America couldn't be more obvious. Just before meeting with Starmer, Zelensky sat down with Donald Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, in what was reportedly a tense exchange. Trump directly confronted Zelensky, warning him, "You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III." Vance went further, pressing Zelensky on why he never expresses gratitude, asking, "Have you said thank you once this entire meeting?" The U.S. is taking a tougher stance, questioning the endless flow of money to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Starmer rolls out the red carpet and writes another blank check. The British public sees this stark difference, and they're not happy. Public frustration is reaching a boiling point. Starmer's unwavering commitment to funding a foreign war while ignoring domestic crises is driving a wedge between him and the people. If Britain can afford to send billions abroad, then why can't it afford to improve the lives of its own citizens? And this isn't just about Ukraine. It's about trust. If Starmer can so easily justify these massive expenditures, what else is he hiding? Could this be the scandal that ultimately costs him his leadership? Polls suggest that Starmer's popularity is dipping, and with a general election looming, this decision could haunt him. The more he prioritizes foreign conflicts over domestic well-being, the more he risks alienating the very voters who put him in power. At a time when Britain is struggling economically, Starmer's decision to pump billions into a foreign war instead of fixing his own country's problems is baffling. The backlash is growing, and many believe this could be the beginning of his downfall. With other world leaders, including Donald Trump, questioning the endless flow of aid to Ukraine, Britain's stance looks increasingly reckless. If Starmer continues down this path, he may find himself losing the very public support he so desperately needs. What do you think? Is this a necessary move for global security, or is it a financial disaster waiting to happen? Should Britain keep funding Ukraine while its own citizens struggle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on British politics.